What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about PlayStation and People Can Fly, former studio, obviously, of Bulletstorm, and, they've gone, obviously, in a lot of different directions since then. It's what I kind of know them from going back a decade plus. But this kind of came out of left field, did not really see this coming, so they've entered into a partnership, and this is not all that new in terms of People Can Fly, right? They're co-developing Gears of War, E-Day right now, and they say in terms of this announcement that this is pretty in line with like other things they've done in the past in terms of like the agreement is nothing egregious, right? We're not going off like the deep end anyway. This is something in line with what we've done kind of before in terms of whether it's the value or what we're going to kind of be expected to make and stuff. Now they say this is in reference to a PlayStation IP. So it's not a 100% confirmation that they are developing a PlayStation IP game. They could, like they are with Gears of War with Xbox, right? Literally the other side of the console wars. They could just be co-developing. I know there's jokes going around of like they're probably doing like a Horizon thing or being put as a co-developer for it. I personally do not think so. I'll tell you this, okay? In terms of trying to get excited and then also maybe like holding back, there is some really good franchises and really good potential for this studio. You think about Bulletstorm, but a lot of the other stuff they've also done kind of historically, they're good with shooters, okay? That's the first one, and they're good with creative shooters, not your just run-of-the-mill boring. I mean, I think a lot of shooters don't try to be boring, okay? But they're used to that kind of stuff. PlayStation just so happens, in my opinion, now you have like the SOCOMs of the world, and I saw people talking about like Warhawk and stuff. I mean, there's some good ideas, even beyond what I'm about to say, okay? Those are two good ones, but the first two, of course, that jump out, and they have to, Killzone and Resistance. Those are two that I think, look, in terms of like a little bit more like grittier, like you think about the color palette of some of those games, you think about People Can Fly, and I think they make games a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more energetic than those two, but they have such good franchises in those two. And I mean, I've talked about it before. I'm a really, really big Resistance fan. I would love to see Resistance, something happening with that. And so I guess a couple different parts, right? And then we'll kind of wrap it up. The fact that they're making something in the first place, I do think is really cool. I think something like this, look, you talk about PlayStation kind of leveraging their IP, whether, again, no matter what they end up making, right? You think about, okay, they have all of these games, all these franchises, and you're not doing anything with them. Well, you also only have so many studios. And, in the past, like, 10 years, PlayStation has closed more studios than they've opened. So, or pretty close. So it's like, you're not growing. You don't have 30, 40, 50 teams out there. Again, you're kind of constrained. So if you want Killzone, if you want Resistance, if you want Warhawk, if you want SOCOM, the list can keep going, by the way, right? You want any of these games, you're going to probably have to like go out and find somebody that you think is a good fit. And this is literally that example, right? You're going out, you're finding a studio that has done it before, that's good at this kind of stuff, that's working on probably a really, really good game literally right now in Gears of War, right? So it's like you find them and you say, hey, you want to make a Killzone game? You want to make a Resistance game? Those are the two I'm going to lead with, and I really hope. But obviously it could be anything, right? But it does seem to be like an established game. So it could be Horizon. It could be a support team for The Last of Us Part 3 or Santa Monica. But again, you look at the team's strength and you say, okay, well, what really makes sense? Are you really going to put these guys on something that doesn't make sense? No, maybe they help with like a Bungie game. Maybe they help with Marathon. See, that's a whole lot less interesting to me personally. That's not my jam. It's not the kind of thing I'm interested in. They could do that. They have other studios that are working on. There's a rumor of, they're working on a live service game, another unannounced live service game. Maybe they're going to help somebody make that game. So it doesn't have to be as fun. In my opinion, Killzone and Resistance would be the fun options, and then a couple other things wouldn't be so fun. So we'll see. Probably years away, but I'd say pretty cool. And again, in terms of that strategy of going out there and finding them and, it's finding somebody, I think this actually works really well. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.